Let's talk
Miss
about
JSpire.
it. Don't you wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it. Don't you wanna talk about it? Let's talk about it.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Fill Up Friday. Happy Fill Up Friday Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on up into JSpirations Live. It is Friday night, and I am so excited to be with you all. As you come in, please say hello. Drop it into the comments. Remember to like, to love, and to share. Hello, Lucy. Welcome to JSpirations Live. Welcome to the JSpirations Live studio. Again, it is Friday. It's Fill Up Friday. It's Fill Up Friday, and we are live. So, again, as you come in, say hello. Let us know you're here. Give us a like, a love, and most definitely give us a share. We're going to give our Fill Up Friday faithfuls time to come on and hopefully any new guests. So if you are a Fill Up Friday faithful, welcome, welcome, welcome. You all may be asking, well, what is a Fill Up Friday faithful? How can I become a Fill Up Friday faithful? Where our Fill Up Friday faithfuls are folks who come on almost 95% of the time when we are on, whether it's Fill Up Friday Live, whether it's another one of our podcasts, Men Talk Too, Crying or Laughing, We're Talking, or Saturday Morning Sit Downs. They're always here and they are always supporting. So, Mrs. JSpire, what is JSpirations Live? Well, JSpirations Live is a motivational movement. It's always a time to come together for amazing conversation, for transparent conversation, for real conversation, and for conversation with real people. We believe in having real talk with real people. We want to let you know that you do not have to do life alone. Any situation that you may be experiencing, 9 times out of 10, someone else has already experienced it. And so they have gone through it. Someone else may be experiencing it. So you may be able to walk through it together, even though it may not look the same, but it lets you know that you are not alone. And so it's a place where we come in to encourage each other. Fill Up Friday Live is a time where at the end of the week, we come together and kind of just make sure that we are full, because oftentimes we are giving so much during the week that by Friday we are tired, we are empty. And so if you come on empty, we hope that you leave full. And if you come full and someone else came empty, we hope that whatever we have to say, whether it's me or whether it's you all in the comments, that you are able to fill someone else up. So I don't want to prolong. Everybody's time is important, but even if you're catching the replay, please remember to like, love, share, and please comment as we're going through. So tonight we are going to be talking a little bit about trust. If you follow the page, then you know earlier this week we posted that sometimes we say that we have trust issues, right? We don't trust people. We don't do new friends. All these different things. And as I was thinking about that, I have said that a lot. So I grew up in a small county, and the friends that I had were friends that I had maybe from kindergarten, first grade, third grade, and then when we got into middle school, what we used to call, hey Tia, what we used to call junior high, there were about 6 of us that became really, really close. Um, And as we've gotten older, we are still, at least five of us are still really close. We are more like sisters and family than just friends. And so I was thinking, like, it's not a big thing with like making new friends because I already have friends. And then as I got older, I started to meet, a few people here and there. And oftentimes I would say, well, I don't need new friends. I don't want to have new friends, especially not women, right? Because I don't need a lot of lady friends. I have trust issues. And the other day, I was thinking about why do I and why do we, right? Why do some people say things like that? I have trust issues. I don't need friends. I don't like to be around a lot of people. And it's okay not to want to be around a lot of people. And it's okay not to have too many friends, right? We have to be careful how we use that word. But I started thinking, where does that thought really come from? Right? I have trust issues. I started thinking it's not so much that we have trust issues, but that we are trusting the wrong people. So, Mrs. JSpire, what does that mean? Well, what it means is oftentimes when we meet people, whether it's a romantic relationship or whether it's, just a friend relationship or whatever, there's something about that person when we meet them. It's something that draws them to us, right? Whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's something that they like that we like, so maybe we're in the same place, but it's something that draws us to that person. Oftentimes when we're in a romantic relationship, we meet a person, we like things about them, whether we think they look good, they smell good, they dress good, whatever it is, but it's something about that person that we're drawn to them. And then once we get to know that person, there's so many things that we like or we love, but then there's often things that we don't like. Right. And so we call those things red flags. Red flags don't just happen in a romantic relationship. Red flags happen in all types of relationships. And so what we do is we say, I love all of these things. I don't like these things. But if I'm a certain way, if I'm in a relationship with them or if I'm a friend to them, then they're going to change because of me. Right? I'm going to be able to do something to change them. I'm going to fix them. I'm going to help them. I'm going to make them better. They're going to want to be better or do better because of me. Red flags. Not just red flags on their part, but red flags on our part as well, because we can't change anyone, right? And although we think we want people to change for us, the thing is, people have to change for themselves. People have to want different for themselves. They have to want better for themselves. And then once they begin to make those changes because it's something that they want to do, that's when it starts to trickle down or pour into another person. And it may not be you. It may be a friendship or relationship with someone else. But I'm saying all that to say, we have to change our lingo. It's not that we have trust issues, it's that we are overlooking red flags, right? And we're thinking that we can make someone change or we can make someone different. So what's happening is it's not trust issues. We're just trusting the wrong person or we're not trusting ourselves. So what I'm encouraging you all to do tonight and along with myself is to be able to open my heart and to open my mind for the things that God has for me, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's new friendships, regardless of what it is, but being able to open my mind for what he has for me, for asking him who to trust and what to trust, right? We know that our thoughts are not like his. We know that our sight is not like his. We can't see people the way that he sees them, right? We didn't make them, right? We don't know. We only know what people show us, just like we only show people certain things. And so don't be closed mind to new friends, or don't be closed mind to going to a new church or a new job or doing something different because you have trust issues. Just ask God who and what to trust. It says, lean not on our own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. So I'm encouraging you tonight to allow God to direct your path in all things. We have to stop using things and using words like we have trust issues. Do you know how many times we have closed ourselves down to opportunity and things that God has for us? Not because he doesn't have them for us, but because we're leaning on our own understanding and we're not asking God, where do I go? Who do I trust? Who do I connect with? We have to ask God for those things. We have to know that he's the only one that can change. He's the only one who can change us. However, yes, he can go in and he could just change us quickly. However, faith without works is dead, right? So we want to do something different. We want a person to do something different, not for us, but for them. We have to open our hearts, open our minds, ask God for understanding, ask God for instructions so that he can tell us who and what we need to connect with, right? The Bible also says like we have need of thee, right? And of each other. And so in order for us to connect with who God wants us to connect with and what God wants us to connect with, we have to be able to open our hearts and open our minds and be obedient to his instructions and not lean on our own understanding. So if you don't get anything else tonight, I want you to get, do not lean on your own understanding, but in all ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Why? Because he has things for you. He has relationships for you. He has opportunity for you, but we can't lean on our own understanding. I am going to stop saying I have trust issues, right? And I might believe that I have trust issues, but who will I believe? Will I believe that God has opportunity and purpose for me and things for me? Right. And that I'm going to see things that he's not going to see. Right. And I just have to trust him and I have to believe him. Right. And so that's what I'm encouraging you all to do tonight. Hey, Aunt Team. So that's what I am encouraging you all tonight. Listen, I am asking God to help me stop saying that I have trust issues. There's someone out there that's waiting for me. And I'm not talking about like relationship rise, but only like friendship. You know, there's somebody that I need to connect to. There's somebody that needs to connect to me for certain things, right? And then there's people who I may think I need to connect with, but they're not my person. They're not my people. And that's why we have to allow God to lead. So it's not that I have trust issues, but it's just that maybe I've been trusting the wrong person. I've been trusting the wrong people. I've been trying to have friendships with the wrong people, friendship with the wrong person, get into this group or be connected to this, right? No more. I'm not leaning on any of my own understanding. I'm leaning on what and who God has for me and where he wants me to go. So I encourage you tonight, lean on his understanding. He does all things well. We don't have trust issues. We just have to learn to trust the right thing, trust the right person. And who is that? We're trusting God. And so when we're trusting God, not saying that everything's going to be easy, everything's going to be perfect, because we have a lot of things. We have to get ourselves in position in order for him to do what he needs to do. So get in position tonight by not using that language and asking God where to go, who to go with, and what to do. I love you guys so much. Thanks for jumping on tonight. Thanks for being Fill Up Friday faithfuls. Thanks for your support. And so even though that is the end of that segment, I do want you guys to drop into the comments. What did you all fill up on this week? I filled up on that. I filled up just saying don't shortchange yourself because of things that you see or things that you think that you know, but lean on God's understanding and learn how to ask him who to trust. Learn how to ask him who to connect with. Learn how to ask him what to do, when to do it, how to do it. What y'all fill up on this week? Give y'all a little bit of time. Y'all, I was running in here tonight to get on by 8 o'clock. Had a little bit of free time and didn't know what to do with it. So if you're catching a replay, make sure when you get to this part of the segment, make sure that you drop into the comments what you filled up on this week. So listen, I'll see you guys next Friday. I may jump on another day this week if the Lord says so. But I'll definitely see you all next Friday. I hope that you all practice some self-care this weekend. Do something to fill yourself up. And while you are filling yourself up, make sure to pour into someone else as well. Just planting little seeds, right? All this week, I've just been praying, God, let me decrease that you may increase, and to let people see you in me. Um, Last week, we didn't do Fill Up Friday, but last week we were at a basketball game. Yes, Tia, I'm going to tell it. Last week we were at a basketball game, and one of the coaches, he wasn't being so nice. Y'all know I'm passionate about sports, and so I was just saying, man, like, um, he was complaining. And so I was like, man, all we got to do is complain to get a call. And he said something to me. And when he said something to me, I was pretty much like, whoa, like, who you talking to? And so then I was like, you want this smoke, right? And then I was like, after I said it, I was a little hyped. But then the next day, I just thought about, like, as much as I'm as much as I'm saying, we have to think about our response. We have to think about, how we react to things. I was just thinking about how I let someone that doesn't even know me, like, not so much get me out of character, but he got me to respond to him. Like, and I was just like, okay, I have to do better. And so all this week, I've just been really taking the time to do reflection. And it's good, right? Because we have to be able to see ourselves. We have to be able to be accountable for decisions and choices that we make. That is the only way that we can that we can move forward and that we can prosper, is being able to be accountable. So I encourage you all and myself to, like, be accountable as well. That is the only way God, and this is just me speaking, but that is the way that I feel like God is going to be able to use me, because I have to be able to be accountable for choices that I make. I have to be transparent. I can't be transparent about, like, some things and then not be transparent, about some other things when it comes to me. But I just encouraging you all just to be accountable to yourselves, be accountable to the people around you, especially when, not especially, but because, I proclaim that, we can't pay attention to those random people. Because the enemy only needs a little space to come in. Like, that's all. It's just like, I don't know, like, being in your house and there's a little crack, and then all of a sudden you see an ant, right? Like, the enemy only needs a little space to come in. And so it's just like anything, when it says don't let the devil ride, because then he'll try to drive your car, right? It's always, something else. So just encouraging us tonight to choose our words wisely, to always, keep God at the forefront of what we're doing, how we're doing it. And that includes our thoughts, right? Even though, like, people can see our actions, we think we get away because people can't hear what we're thinking. But God knows, right? He knows what we're thinking, whether it's something good or, quote, something bad. And that's why it says that God knows our hearts, right? He knows our hearts, and he knows what we're thinking. He knows our thoughts. And so even though people can't hear our thoughts, we still have to be accountable, right? We have to be accountable to God, because he knows, right? And so just with all these things, with the, thinking about trust and thinking about, just following him and being obedient to him, like all those things just like, work together. I used to be like, somebody say something to me, I'm like, what? Because I'm like, ain't nobody gonna think that I'm a punk, right? And it's just like, why? It doesn't matter, because God knows who I am. And there's so many more important things I can be doing or saying than possibly even giving someone else my thoughts, right? My capacity, when it's really not that important, or it's really not, especially if it's something negative, right? We want to make sure that we're not giving the enemy like not even a little inch to get into our space, man. If you invite him over, he's gonna come in with all his stuff. You can try to move in. um but anyway, that was two different topics for tonight. But I do love you all. Be sure again to take care of yourself. Ask God, every day to increase in you. Ask God every day to allow people to see him in you, right? That we're going to decrease, so that people around us can get better, right? And they still have to do the work, but they need to see um how good it is to serve the Lord, how good it is to be in relationship with him, how good it is to be his friend, how good it is to receive his favor, how good it is to have his words in our mouths and his thoughts and in our minds. People need to see how we can move and how we can do and how we can be because of the Christ that is in us. All right, you guys, enjoy the rest of your night. I love you all so much. And as always, be JSpire.